I don't know. It's weird. It seems consistent with seems to consistently have something to do with this drive. Either when I'm scraping artwork or when I'm transferring a large amount of files. But I haven't tried it playing it and streaming it at the same time. So if suddenly I disappear, just wait a minute for me to reboot my computer. I think it'll be fine though.
Okay. Understood.
One-player game. Mario Kart GP. Go with the 50cc class. Go to little baby mode. Let's see. Let's go with Luigi. He's pretty balanced.
Luigi.
I like that he has no chin in this. You look at him; he's just all neck. His model's just all neck.
If you're a true man, you don't need no chin.
I think a lot of Super Nintendo stuff inspired my graphic design choices, not just like in the idea of like simple scrolling things. Like, you see how this is?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Doesn't it look like a Sayonara trademark overlay graphic?
Yeah, the early video game aesthetics were always great.
Round one. It'll take me a bit to... Okay, so... Okay, R is jump.
Witness the power of Mode 7.
Let's see. Trying to remember my buttons here. Okay, A is to shoot that. Oh my god! Get out of here. Oh no.
Oh.
I'll probably end up getting Mario Kart World just so I have another game to play besides Splatoon Raiders when I get my Switch 2.
You can still get a bundle that's usually cheaper.
Mm-hmm. World's been pretty okay. My nephews enjoy it a whole bunch here.
World is fine. I played it a bit. It's an alright game.
Mm-hmm.
I think the problem with Mario Kart though is they did so much with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. There weren't really any avenues left to go with another one. So it's like, what do I do? I don't know. I guess make open world.
Yeah, that's kind of like my thought here with Mario Kart. They extended 8's lifetime so much. 8 Deluxe was so much here with additional booster, with additional courses and a VR mode, all sorts of stuff here. I saw this when I was younger, but I never owned it here. I started with Mario Kart 64.
Oh, really? I started with this one. We had this, and I distinctly remember going to my brother's bedroom at my grandma's because the brother number 2 had to go live with my grandma for a while because of reasons. And he had his whole little entertainment setup in there with his with Killer Instinct, the Super Nintendo, Killer Instinct, Mario Kart, and the arcade stick, the Super Nintendo arcade stick.
I think my first Mario Kart was the GBA one.
Oh, Super Circuit, yeah.
Didn't you say, like, when I was playing that, weren't you saying, like, oh, this one's bad, I hate this one? Or somebody was saying that that Super Circuit was bad, and I've always heard that. I was like, I like Super Circuit. I don't know why people say it was bad.
General consensus is that Super Circuit is not the best one.
Yeah, but I feel like that's kind of like the Paper Mario thing, where it's
game.
like Sticker Star is a fine game, but if you ask Paper Mario fans about it, they'll like their heads will explode.
I don't know if it's quite that extreme, but I don't know. I've seen people enjoy Super Circuit enough here. It probably doesn't get talked about near as much as say Wii or Double Dash or 64, but I don't know. I never got the impression it was bad. Really, it was just like, you know what, maybe a little under par.
I don't know, with Nintendo fans sometimes, it's like a 7 out of 10 game is like in their favorite sub-series of Nintendo product is the worst thing ever.
I mean, to be fair, I don't know what I was going to say. I should mute the stream so I don't keep hearing conversation over.
Well, the last Retro Game Wednesday, I have to go over it with a fine-tooth comb because he kept cussing.
Did I? I don't remember.
You did towards the last segment. I was like, I'm gonna have to censor that and censor that and censor that.
What did I play?
Well, you finished Super Metroid, and then I played. I forgot what I played actually. Like
I don't.
Now that I think about it, I forget like what I play pretty frequently. I have to remind myself. I think the only reason I remember so much is because I edit my own stuff. So like it gets burned into my brain. But it's like when people go to panels and they talk to the guys from Oni Plays and they ask them about obscure moments in like 6-year-old episodes and they don't know. They're like, I don't know, remember that? Did we say that?
It didn't leave the impression. It leaves a different impression on people watching it than probably like the people actually like doing it.
Well, and also too, a lot of YouTubers don't watch their own stuff. Like once it's out, it's out. Like it's not like with me. I can tell you a bunch of different things that Tommy Tallarico said, or that Tommy Tallarico's critics said because I've binge watched all of those old streams by all the different people like Frog Tony and Sweet and Tender Hooligan, and I have like so much burned in my memory, and I probably remember more of what they said than they do themselves. But that's like the difference between how like the creator interacts with their content and how the viewer interacts with the content. And that's especially the case with Let's Players. I think even like Keemstar a long time ago got in trouble for something like that because there was an old stream back when he was streaming on Justin TV where he said F the fans, and people brought that clip up and started getting mad at him about that, and he was like insisting that he didn't remember that, and people thought he was just trying to weasel out of it, and from what I've gathered, he really didn't remember saying that. He's like, dude, I've done so many streams and so many things, like I can't remember every single little thing I said. I literally don't remember saying that.
It's a thing of impossibility to begin with. You can't remember every single thing you've ever said. I've said some dumb shit, and I shouldn't have said that. You're gonna ban me. No, I'm gonna get banned.
Man, Luigi's just killing it in the Mushroom Cup. Killing it.
I'm gonna get rid of me. All those commenters that are definitely not me are gonna get their wish.
We actually got a couple subscribers recently. I don't know who those are, if those are people we know, or people who just stumbled on the stream archives, but we're getting there. We're getting there. Once I get the freaking actual videos that I'm working on up eventually, think growth should be a lot more exponential. Fingers crossed, I guess. But you know, like that's why I try not to get too discouraged if people aren't really, some of our friends aren't watching us live. Even Ray Lilly was saying that she was really excited for these YouTube streams specifically because she was gonna watch the archives to catch up on things. That's why I made that joke in the server. I was making fun of Muffin and Ray Lilly.
When does this go up on Thursday, right? Next week.
Yeah, I'm still kind of, now that we're doing both RGT and RGW on YouTube, I'm trying to figure out what the release schedule for the archives is going to be.
Okay, then I won't mention the potential, well, the Minesweeper tournament, which, if people watch this, you could have made it, but...
we've already mentioned it a few times.
Well, I meant in the stream, so people, if they're interested, could join the server and participate in the stream.
I will say, like, I hope I didn't come across as I hope I didn't come across as like too mad, like when I was talking to you earlier, Phi. It's just it's always kind of happens. I make a public announcement so I don't have to go to people individually, and I feel like I just have to go to people individually anyway. And it's like, I know people are interested. It's not an issue of interest. It's just as with all the things on my plate, it's kind of like I make a public service announcement to streamline things, so like that way people who I know are interested in something, like, I can talk to them all at once, but then it kind of feels like I just have to hit people up in DMs anyway and be like, hey, were you still planning to join us for that? And usually the response I get is like, oh yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah, I know. We've talked about this a lot. 13 seconds. Damn, Yoshi's slow. The Yoshi.
I don't get as upset.
I'm still kind of mad.
I don't get as upset about it as I used to, though. Like,
yeah.
Those past incidents where I would get really upset about that, there was a lot more going on that obviously doesn't need to be talked about publicly, but I kind of just I shrug it off a bit more easily nowadays. It's like, oh well, if I have to go and like hit up so and so in DMs to see if they're still down to join us for this, I guess that's just what I have to do. Sometimes I feel like you get a little more irritated about it than I do, and then I feel bad, like, oh, did I accidentally rile Phi up?
No, you didn't rile me up. If I was riled up, you would notice. Like that one time I got angry.
Yeah. Maybe if some people didn't.
Don't take that out of context. It could be very weird.
Okay, well, incidentally, I'm starting PsychWard gaming out of context, dude.
Some people.
And speak of the devil, I've got a DM from somebody. I'll have to check that later. I bet that's a... I bet that's a response to my... I bet that's a response to my inquiry. But anyway, Nathan, I wish you were actually on mic during Toku Sunday, Phi, because me and Nath were going off about the PlayStation axing physical thing, and I was making Nath crack up because I just came up with this scenario of these two guys in a boardroom coming up with ideas, and it's like, so Dan will get this reference. Dan, do you remember the show Recess, right? Do you remember the episode where they get rid of Recess because the superintendent or something doesn't want the kids? He's getting annoyed, like the kids are not paying attention in school, or they're not getting high enough scores or whatever, and he thinks Recess is the problem, so he gets rid of Recess. But then all the kids are bored and sluggish and not paying attention, and so then he comes up with the brilliant idea of creating a thing called Ruckus, which is basically just Recess. It's literally the same thing that he got rid of.
I think so, yeah. It's been a while since I've seen Recess, but I think I remember that, yeah.
I was making Nath crack up because I was saying that feels like the way things are gonna be with this so-called post-physical era, people are gonna start getting upset about certain things, and then somebody's gonna come up with the brilliant idea of putting games on a USB stick that you just plug into the console and it just plays. And I just, and then somebody in the boardroom meeting is gonna be like, "Isn't that just cartridges?" And it's like, "No, John, listen, it's different, okay?" This is a physical device.
PlayStation.
Reminds me of how tech bros reinvent anything. Yeah, has anybody ever considered like this idea? You know, like you just go sit at a table, no podcasting equipment or anything. You know, you just talk around the table. You just talk. You know, no recording or anything. Just talk and hang out and discuss things. And somebody was like, "Bro, just rediscovered hanging out."
Yeah, I know that. I mean, PlayStation pretty much shot themselves in the foot pretty hard because they keep deleting like community posts on that post about them going all digital, and they were silent for 5 days. And today, what do they post? They don't address anything. They just post about the fight stick that they're releasing for the new Marvel token, which is not being released in like 180 or 130 countries because if you don't have access to PlayStation Plus, you can't buy the game. So, what the hell is happening with these gaming studios? Sony is stupid. Xbox is laying off people more than ever, and Nintendo is just sitting in the corner, twiddling fingers, playing like, "Oh, we're the good guys. Definitely ignore that we're raising our console price to $600+ and our games will still cost you like $80+ forever because our games never go on sale. But at least we have physical."
Like, and I made the joke on the Retro Game Talk forums about like, and everybody laughed at the Amico with its RFID.
Tommy wins in the end. He's played the long game.
I'll be on record saying I think it was stupidly implemented, but I kind of liked some of the concept behind that. That's one of those Amico things that I actually could get behind if it was done right. The problem is, Tommy's the one doing it, so it's not going to be done right.
I was going to say the problem is Tommy. If it's anything Amico related, or anything related to anything, it's usually the problem is Tommy Tallarico.
Oh, and
he has his grubby little hands in something. It's not going to go well.
But Nath and I were talking yesterday, or on Sunday, that, like, I was like, you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna start saying, like, people are gonna complain about ownership, and they're gonna be like, well, you can either buy the game this way, or you can get an NFT. Like, what if they start trying to do that?
So, no.
I don't think they're gonna shoot themselves that hard into their own foot. Like, NFTs that could have flown in like 2021 when people were still stupid enough to buy them. But the whole NFT crypto hype is long dead. Long dead. At least dead enough for investors to buy it as well.
Yeah. But like, I mentioned that scenario of somebody coming up with the brilliant idea to put the games on USB sticks or SD cards or something, and then kind of like being completely unaware, like lacking that self-awareness to realize it's basically the same thing as what they said was obsolete. And the reason I made that joke with Nath, and I explained this to Nath, I was like, that's exactly what happened with the streaming bubble. Think about it. Why somebody came up with the brilliant idea of, hey, I have an idea. We'll create an app. Everybody's getting tired of having to pay for a bunch of premium streaming services. So here's my idea. We'll create a free app and work out licenses with IP holders to put their stuff on channels on the app in exchange for running ads. And everybody in the boardroom claps, and then John raises his hand and is like, isn't that just cable? And then Dave is like, John, why are you always belittling my revolutionary technological ideas? It's like.
It is.
And
It is
the
really
other
funny how
the other thing about it is here is like, you know, people are going to one way or the other here. People are going to, you know, especially if you make them mad, one way or the other, people are going to get that data for the games, for the media or whatnot here, and they'll redistribute it one way or the other. Don't even matter, man.
Yeah, it's just a lot of times with these tech companies, they jump the gun for a new thing only to dial back to a slightly improved version of the old thing, and it's kind of like, why didn't you just do that instead of going through all the trouble?
And I think another thing that makes people upset about Sony doing this is here is, you know, because everybody remembers how badly Xbox One messed up at their launch here.
Yeah, and the thing is, Xbox is just kind of sitting there being like, we're moving to all digital, but we're not going to tell anybody that just yet. You guys are idiots.
yeah, and then PlayStation clapped back with that ad, you know, saying, you know, this is how you share a game, and then they hand a game disc to the other one. It's like, yeah, that was like a really good PR move on Sony's part for better or worse, and they just essentially flushed all that goodwill down the drain.
Yeah, I joked about that last stream too. I was like, I bet I'm not on X or Twitter, but I bet people are bringing that up. And
They are. They are.
If I was like, they are.
Those people don't work at Sony anymore, by the way.
No, they don't. I'm willing to bet some of them work at Microsoft now. I know.
But I would not be surprised.
There's this fellow I watch here on YouTube called his name's Chris Borden. I think his account name is Physics Duck. He's very foul-mouthed, but he goes into great detail about various engineering and electrical things. He's really interesting to watch. He said he came across a Sony mini disc player, and he was going to fix it here, but he pointed out how it has a proprietary gum stick style battery here that's already like almost corroded the contacts on it here, and he made a joke like with the Sony proprietary battery. He's like, the only the only difference between God and Sony is that God doesn't have the delusion that he's Sony, or something like that. Well, I thought it was funny.
I laughed. I'm racing.
Didn't get picked up.
I got show to y'all. But yeah, he's like,
I'll get me. You need to do the Guru Larry thing. I'll get me coat. I watched the new Guru Larry video. It was pretty good. I'm glad he still makes stuff. I know he just kind of does one video a month because he's working on other things. He lost a lot of weight.
Well, good for him. Why is Yoshi alone on the boardwalk? Is this some sort of creepypasta?
Yes.
I'm doing the time attack on the flower cup so I get used to the tracks.
Is Yoshi gonna jump at me with hyper realistic eyes? Gosh, I hope so. That would really show the power of Mode 7.
What was that one ROM hack? It's the spooky Mario ROM hack with Coronation Day or something like that.
Coronation Day, yeah.
I still haven't tried that.
There's a good handful of spooky Mario ROM hacks now, yeah.
What if Mario?
Spooky 5 me.
What if Mario, but scary? Brilliant.
For Mario, but scary. We could just watch the Illumination movie.
Yeah. Mario, yeah. That also reminds me of those Mario and the Music Box games here, which were like RPG Maker horror games. And they were very generic. They were very, very like, by the numbers RPG Maker horror games here. But they just had Mario in there for some reason.
I remember those.
Yeah. Apparently, yeah, I didn't think much of them here, and people held them in somewhat high regard here until recently. the creator actually got in real bad trouble. They did something that actually.
Oh no! Why'd they do it? Why'd you do it?
Does it involve children?
Why'd you do it?
No. Actually, I think they ended up like killing somebody.
Oh.
Somehow.
At least you're not a pedophile.
Yeah. How bad are things here? That's a refreshing change of pace.
I don't know.
I mean, you should not kill someone, but at least you didn't touch kids.
And the thing is, if you're a high-profile killer, you're gonna get a lot of women wanting to have conjugal visits with you. It's true. I'm not lying.
Oh.
A lot of women. There's a lot of women. There's a weird subculture of women who really want to sleep with convicted murderers and serial killers.
I mean,
God dang it.
schlocky horror is pretty popular with women for a reason. They love killers. I don't know why. Why is that mole on you still? Monty Mole.
Monty Mole.
Imagine the next time you hit it, it just turns into like a red mush. And then it shows you actually played Super Mario Kart.exe.
Dan, you're old enough to
Bum,
remember
bum,
when
bum.
people would make fan games and Click and Play and RPG Maker for Mario and Sonic, and the whole thing is like they make the characters say the F word and other sort of swear words for some reason.
Oh yeah, I mean that was even that was even like the bread and butter of Newgrounds.
I was about to say.
Mario says the frick word, and he uses an AK-47 to turn the Goombas and the Koopas into red paste like he ought to.
You know what my favorite speaking of Newgrounds, my favorite Mario related Newgrounds series was Mario, this series of Mario Resident Evil crossovers. Like Mario travels to Raccoon City. I don't remember the name of it, but I used to watch those all the time. I was like, I love Resident Evil and I love Mario, and now they're together.
Two great tastes that taste great together.
When I was younger, I used to watch like what was it? Mario Castle Calamity or something. It was trying to destroy the castle.
Oh yeah, those were great videos. I think that became almost like genre of things.
Yeah. Those were classic. I used to watch those on my Wii on YouTube when the Wii had YouTube. Those were times.
This map sucks. I hate this one. How am I supposed to see that? It's like this is the one where mode 7 just becomes a bit of a liability because you can't really see. You can't see the walls because they don't protrude out, and they're like almost the same color as the normal road. Ow. Yes. Give up. Yeah, I haven't even seen the new Mario movie yet.
I have not. I just didn't care. There's a few movies I kind of want to watch, but not enough to go to the actual theater because it's A, expensive, and B, there's not really any theater close to me that would warrant me going out of my way to see it.
Brent and I went and saw the Super Mario Galaxy movie here.
Stop.
It was yeah.
Alright, I guess. It's probably fine for a kid's movie.
I still found it enjoyable enough here. I can't. after watching it, after gathering my thoughts here on it, I think I view it a little less favorably than the first one here. The first one, I can understand because it's almost like kind of like establishing or re-establishing the verse, trying to get its own footing here. And I think for all intents and purposes, I think they did a pretty good job on all that.
Much first.
For the first one here. The second one, I mean, it's still well done. Still I think still enjoyable. I just, but maybe it would have been better if it didn't have Galaxy attached to the movie. Is what I'll say.
I just kind of feel like with so many Mario games that have their own little self-contained little plots, right? You didn't really have to smash so many together. Like, why not just make Mario 1, Mario 2, Mario 3? Oh no, Sigma attack. Random Sigma event.
It just bit my arm. Not
Sigma,
even doing anything.
Trying to get your attention, maybe. My cat Grant kind of does that.
Gumby hisses. Gumby's a little brat. He hisses at me if
No, Sigma's
when
just
I
angry.
try to shove him off, like when he's on the table or something when he's not supposed to. He'll be like, okay, get out of here, and he'll be like,
He was sleeping. I didn't even do anything. Like, he has food, he has water. Stop. Ah!
No.
No. No, stop, Sigma, stop.
Phi Dann live on stream.
I still remember that one time. It was in VC. I wish we were recording it because you were just randomly. Really? Okay, but you were just. I forgot what you were doing, and then I think Grant, you jumped on the table and almost made it fall, and I just heard Grant, no! And then all of a sudden you were quiet for like 5 minutes. Just like Dan, just completely muted for 5 whole minutes.
Yeah, I'll probably knock something over or something like that.
I think if I remember right, it was that he jumped on the table, like on your computer desk that you had set up, and almost made it fall over, and you had to like hastily prevent it a catastrophe.
Oh yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Remember when we were on call and Sigma actually knocked over my PC
Yeah.
while we were talking to me, and I was just in the middle of a word, and I was gone because he knocked loose my motherboard, and I had to spend an entire day fixing my PC. That was fun.
I remember when we spent 4 hours trying to fix your handheld just to realize you weren't pressing the power button.
I'm never going to live that down.
That reminds me of a story where my dad, when he was still working for the power company, he went out and get to a call to an angry customer who was almost certain that who's like their stuff wouldn't turn on here, and they were sure it was something due to the power company didn't do right. Then like my dad went over there and like he inspected it, and he learned like and I think the problem was the fellow didn't plug in his thing right. And he showed the fellow. He's like, is that all? And then but after being angry, he got real ashamed and apologized. He's like, oh, I'm sorry for calling you. Here, let me take your stuff to your truck. I'm sorry.
Homer.
Like when it gets so caught up in the moment.
Homer, are you just holding on to the candy?
You get so caught up in the moment, you just don't realize the obvious.
Yeah, that happens.
You try turning it off and on again. Yes. Are you sure? And then you go over and check, and the uptime is like 500 hours. Isn't that right, Sigma? Your uptime is... How many years is... How many hours is 60 years? A lot.
What about 6 years?
I thought that was gonna go in an entirely different direction, but not on stream. I said I wonder how much Sigma's uptime would be given he's 6 years old. How many hours that would be. I can Google. 1 year in hours. 8,760 hours. So, times 6. 52,560 hours. Sigma has been annoying me for 52,690 hours and more. Isn't that right, Sigma? He's trying to ignore me.
I hope Gino is in the third Mario movie.
Wouldn't that be something?
Wouldn't that be something?
I was going to say nobody would remember him, but they remade Mario RPG, so they would remember him if they actually played it, because I don't know how well that sold. I don't remember anyone actually talking about it after the release.
I mean, unfortunately, that's kind of the state of the industry right now. There's so much stuff coming out, and things get buried very easily, even stuff from bigger studios, and that's kind of why some of the stuff that's going on right now with Nintendo, Xbox, and PlayStation is going the way it is, with the studio closures and the layoffs and all that. It's just it's very hard, especially for like AA developers, to really stand out, and even in the AAA sphere. I mean, how much money and hours did Sony put into making Concord just to shut it down after like 5 minutes?
You know, they haven't learned their lesson at all. Like,
no, they don't
Sony
learn.
executives are still like,
this is out of touch suits.
I think they're trying to 7 or 8. They have 7 or 8 more live service projects they really want to get out there, and one of them is definitely going to work out and become the next big Fortnite.
I'm so tired of live service junk.
I'm tired of live service too, and I play a live service game more than any other game.
The thing is too with live, this is again, it's something that a lot of these out of touch suits don't really understand. Most people only have like 2 live service games they actually play, and those are their live service games.
Yep. You're not gonna pick up something new if you already have something that you put thousands of hours into.
You know, I'm not gonna pick
whether that's an MMO or a shooter or something else.
Yeah, I'm not gonna pick up anything new too soon if I'm not gonna commit to it, and especially when I already have something like, I don't know, like Genshin Impact that I still need to catch up on. You know, I'm not gonna just take on another one. I mean, maybe there's some people that do that just play, okay, new live service thing, gotta try it out. I've known people like that. We've known people like that.
Yuma is like that. He plays like almost every new gacha that comes out. Does he stick with all of them? No, but he plays like 4 of them. I'm like, dude, I can't even play one of them because it bores me. Just the inclusion of the gacha system pisses me off. It's like, oh, okay, I'll build a team that will last me maybe 2 months if I get lucky with pulls, and then when the new drop is out, my team is entirely worthless and I have to do it all again. I don't like that. I don't like that kind of gameplay. It's stupid.
I mean, one of the things I ran into with Genshin was just like, hey, I got this character, I really like it, and it's like, oh, that character's crap, and its stats are
it's garbage.
and it's
How
like,
dare you like them?
And I'm like, the game is not that hard. Like, I'm pretty sure I'll be okay if I just play with the characters I like, even if they're not the most meta. Like, I don't know, it's just I remember running into that.
It's the Pokemon problem all over again here.
Yeah, it's like
some people just don't get that.
People analyzing the stats of Pokemon. It's like, you do realize that you can just level up a Squirtle to level 99 and never get any other Pokemon and still beat the game, right?
There's a difference between playing casually and playing competitively, and some people just can't make that distinction.
Well, I play Genshin because I like the world, some of the world and the characters. I don't play it to be competitive. Like, it's
Is there competitive Genshin?
I don't know. I don't know what that would even
Kind of.
look like. I'm not really hip to what all the conversations of the meta and stuff like that and optimal builds or everything. I just kind of wing it and have fun. Because
Yeah,
I
it's
thought
kind of
I
video game,
thought it was a Breath of the Wild like with an
It is.
inordinate amount of you know what?
It is a Breath of the Wild like, but to beat like certain high-end game content, you need like competitive teams, so to speak.
I see. Yeah.
Like the late game stuff. Like I don't know what the max level is, like level 80, I think, or something. Could be
Yeah.
wrong. I don't play Genshin.
and a lot of the
But you need, like, a very good
trials, it can
team.
be a lot of the trials too can be really obnoxious if you don't have like a very optimal team. But I think Genshin is flexible enough that if you don't have to use the most meta characters, you can just use the characters you like and build them up. If you're willing to put in a little extra time to give them
At least for the story, definitely.
yeah. I don't know. I just find that a little weird, especially for a game where the big appeal is the characters and all the lore and everything, that people can be all like hyper obsessed with the meta or whatever, and it's like, I don't know. It's weird to me. I'm not really. It's not really why I play games like that.
It's the same way in another live service game I play a lot, and I mention a lot, Final Fantasy XIV. You can do anything if you have the gear for it. Of course, there's specific gear that makes certain things easier and is necessary, but only if you really want to do the optional stuff. To beat the main story stuff, the stuff you get in the main story is good enough. As long as you know what you're doing and playing the game correct. But if you want to beat like a Savage Raid or something, obviously you want to have better gear and a good team. But it's kind of the same in Genshin. Like if you just want to play the story, I'm pretty sure you can just pick the character that you like and that you pull with good enough gear and just get through with it and have fun. That's kind of the point of the game, right? To have fun, to collect the characters and weapons. I don't know why everything always has to be so serious. Not that there's anything wrong if you want to take it seriously and you want to like optimize your build and like,
I can understand.
enjoy that kind of aspect. That's fine.
I can
Nothing wrong with
understand.
it, but not everyone has to do that.
I think it's understandable if you're trying to streamline things so you don't have to take as much time to do it.
Yeah, if you don't want to waste time, that's fine.
That makes sense to me. Like, hey, I know I can do this with both like meta character, like the better characters and the quote-unquote bad characters, but if I do it with the bad characters that I like, it's going to take longer, and I don't have that kind of time, so I kind of just want to know what's the optimal build for this particular trial or whatever the heck. So I spend an hour on it instead of not an hour and 30 minutes. I think that's understandable, but I mean, I'm just trying, like, I'm just collecting I'm collecting cute anime characters and running around learning about this world. I'm not, like, I don't really care. I don't really care about that kind of thing, at least not at this stage in my Genshin career. Just let me have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stop having fun.
Yeah, so somebody even like, I remember saying ages ago talking to somebody here about Warframe and people talking, you know, people taking that kind of element seriously in that game. You know, always playing like, you know, the supposedly meta armors or whatever like that here, and you know, we just concluded like, you know, that gamers have a it's like that saying where gamers will tend to will if given the chance optimize all the fun out of the game. You know, there's this tendency to approach games with this sort of ruthlessly pragmatic mindset.
Yeah, look
You know,
at
with
Koopa here. He's all cockeyed. You see his eyes just kind of go up and down in different directions. Like,
It's probably because those sprites. I wonder if those sprites are used for like when he gets hit or something by an item, and that's why they have to have that there.
I'd like to think that they just did that because they thought it was funny.
Yeah, probably.
Just spam jump on this one to avoid the things.
Going back to Mario Kart here, I remember the first 2 games I had for my N64 here were actually Diddy Kong Racing and Mario Kart 64 here. And Mario Kart 64 was probably the better racing game, but I liked the adventure and world of Diddy Kong Racing.
Stop WizPig. Did you ever play the DS version?
I did not, but I saw gameplay of it, and they gutted a lot of the presentation, man. It's such a shame.
I know. I'll have to ask Nath one of these days to do Diddy Kong Racing for an RGT, but Nath has played Mario Kart 64 a few times for RGT, and he doesn't like it. He thinks Mario Kart 64 is a bad racing game, and I think he's the expert on racing games to be able to say that. But I don't know. I like Mario Kart 64. I think it's fun. I think it's fun.
I would say Nath is not the expert on racing games. He's the expert on racing sims, because he plays racing sims more than any other racing type.
Yeah, it's like I think he's more used to Gran Turismo's and that sort of thing. So
yeah.
I think that's more his speed and something, not something goofy wacky like Mario Kart.
I mean, he likes Mario Kart just fine. I think Mario Kart 64 he's just not a fan of. He doesn't. It frustrates him, and he doesn't have fun playing it.
Okay.
And you don't have to like everything.
No, I mean, but that's the thing. But
even if you're
the
wrong.
thing is, that's not an unpopular opinion. I've heard plenty of people say that Mario Kart 64 is completely eclipsed by Diddy Kong Racing. Even though for my part, I'd rather play Mario Kart 64 than Diddy Kong Racing.
I'd rather play Mario Kart 64 as well.
I might want to play Diddy Kong Racing more, just by just a hair here, but I think Mario Kart 64 here is probably the smoother and more polished racing experience. I think, at least in my experience.
Diddy Kong Racing can be a bit chunky, yeah, because of
It can be a bit choppy here, even though it's got a good fun world and everything, but it's just I don't know.
A little bit too much.
Mario Kart 64 is just the character models are just PNGs. It's just like 5 PNGs of the racer. I do hate that highway stage though with the trucks. I don't like racing on that stage because as a kid, I always just got hit by the trucks.
Toad Speedway or something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
Toad's Turnpike.
Toad's Turnpike, that's what it's called.
It's even worse on mirror mode because the cars come at you.
What's this? What? What's this?
I always forget how bare bones this game is, though. I remember when I played it as a kid, it always felt like there was so much more content to it, but when I play it now, it's like, yeah, there's not really a whole lot to this, is there? Still fun, though. I still think this is a fun... People don't talk about the original Super Mario Kart as much. I don't feel like, you know? I feel like it's just kind of forgotten, almost, which is weird. Because this game was a big deal.
Should I be concerned?
What?
Probably.
What happened?
One of my friends added Poppy Playtime Chapter 2 and Chapter 3 to their Steam library. I'm just going to ignore it. The dude is 25! Is he? No, he's 23. To be fair, he also played Persona 5 Royal religiously, so probably shouldn't think anything of him taste-wise to begin with.
Get off of me.
I have finished Persona 5 Royal as well, but that's only because I played the original Persona 5 when it first came out in 2016 or 2017, I don't recall. Get the hell out of there, stupid Montimo. And I can say for sure it's a bad video game. And I like Persona.
I think my
26-year-old man can.
I think
like
my issue
Persona.
with I think my issue with the Persona games is just there's something that feels a little too like teeny bopper about it. You know what I mean? Like to me it's almost like the equivalent of I might as well watch iCarly, but with but with demons.
Dude, Persona 5 is it kind of feels like that. It really does kind of feel like that.
So somebody in quote, I was watching quote stream earlier. Somebody in quotes chat was actually say they were playing Persona 5 here, but they didn't. They said that they did feel kind of juvenile.
Because the main demographic for the Persona stuff is
teenagers.
teenagers. It's Japanese teenagers. That's why it's got that
I felt
music.
weird replaying it. That's
why the dating sim mechanics and they're all in there, and then that's why, like, you know, it's got the kind of music that it does, and it is what it is. But it's
too easy too. It's like Persona 5 was already easy, but Royal is just like even on the hardest difficulty, it's like turn your brain off, press A to win.
Some of these modern takes on the turn-based format too, I'm not really too keen on because it's just the UI is all. I like what I liked about turn-based combat in older RPGs was the simplicity of like the UI and everything. And when I look at Persona 5 or Expedition 33 or whatever that game is called, it's like where is anything?
I have to give it to Expedition 33. That was a good game though.
I have heard a lot of good things about it, and I do want to try it. I know that I'm gonna be struggling with the UI because it seems a little.
Yeah, you get used to it.
Busy.
It dragged on a bit. I feel like the game, because I did beat it, but it was still good. And for something French people made, that's hats off.
Yeah, that kind of came out of nowhere, didn't it?
Yeah, and he does not give a crap about what his fans think. He's like, yeah, we're gonna keep making games that we want to make games, not that the fans want to have us make. Plus, he says the Drakengard is a good gaming franchise, so hats off to him.
There's a
Talking about Drakengard, downloaded it recently.
There's a collection of Game Boy homebrew games on itch.io that I want to buy. It's only $30. The publisher put all their games in one pack, and you just pay them $30, and you can download all of their ROMs, and they work on original hardware as well. And I kind of want to, especially with the way like the industry is going right now, I kind of feel like I want to support endeavors like that.
Mm-hmm.
The smaller, like, sort of, I mentioned before, I call them not so much the indie devs, but like the underground sort of guerrilla developers. Because when I think of indie devs, I think of more of like the repo people, the more like prim and kind of
Shovel Knights.
The upper crust, studios that still are kind of like functioning on that more corporate quasi-corporate level.
I think Shanty is getting a new game as well.
And I think going forward, I want to invest a little. I want to help invest more into smaller, like mom's basement projects, because that's where I've noticed a lot of the creativity is coming from. Like I've been playing some Pico 8 stuff and been having fun going through some of those and seeing what I like.
What was killed?
Who was killed?
Koopa.
Oh.
Because he just fell into lava.
Oh.
And the victory screaming like in front of Bowser. There's like the camera was following him, and then it was just like the lava pit. And
I was just busy rattling off. I didn't even notice what happened.
Yeah, like he fell into lava, but he didn't get picked up again. So.
Lakitudo.
Lucky, why would you do this? Well. If all goes well, it'll just turn into a dry bones.
I'm glad a lot of people liked that comment I made on Retro Game Talk about, like, I was quoting like people who upset about the PlayStation thing. Oh no, we're entering an age where we're entering an age when a console platform doesn't have any physical media, and I was like, Pico 8 fans, and I posted the Top Gear gif. Oh no. Anyway. Because it's true, like, we've all been, like, those of us in the emulation and the homebrew kind of scene, we've been prepared for this for years. Where have you guys been? Like... We're not worried.
There's more than enough video games here to fill a backlog. Let the industry crash.
Yeah, and more than enough like digital ownership that's actually ownership. You got GOG, you got Pico 8, like I said, you've got itch.io, you've got all the again, I have a feeling what's going to happen is PlayStation PlayStation in particular, but also Xbox and possibly Nintendo are going to invest more in this like live, axing physical and going into the live service stuff, and then it's going to be a lot of backlash. It's going to burst like all bubbles do, and then they're going to come up with some middle of the road compromise somewhere down the line that kind of makes you feel like, why didn't you just do that before and spare us all the time and expense? That's why I made the joke about some guy coming up with the brilliant idea of putting the games on a USB stick. And then it basically just being cartridges all over again, only with some modern conveniences.
Like I mentioned here, that's probably going to happen anyway. It's just going to be the fans that figure out some way to do it to hack their PlayStations and read game data off discs or off USB drives or something.
Well,
listen, man, you don't tick gamers off.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I don't have a huge problem if I buy an Xbox One S and it's just my Game Pass machine, right? Or a Series S and it's just my Game Pass machine. I'm okay with that for that purpose, right? Because Game Pass is still relatively inexpensive for what it is worth. Compared to buying like individual $70, $80 games.
Yeah, I guess.
So, but as far as like if Sony and Xbox or Nintendo basically say, hey, we're getting rid of physical media and most of our games are going to be live service stuff, I'll be like, okay. If the games are still fun, I'll still buy them or I'll still pay for them. But don't ask me to pay $80 for a game I don't own.
Just clicking those bottles.
You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna say, hey, you only have a license to this game, and you only have a license to this game, but it's only $20. I'm okay with that. I can deal with that. You know, but if you're going to say, okay, we're taking away physical as an option and you're still going to be paying $80 for individual games that you only have a license for, I'm not doing that. So I wonder if they're going to be in a position where people just aren't buying because, hey, I'm not paying for this. Like, lower the price if you're gonna take away my ownership of the game, then lower the price lower the price for entry.
I wonder if how long Xbox Game Pass is going to keep being around, because from newest stats, more people actually pay for Nintendo Online than they do the Xbox Game Pass.
I understand. That's understandable. It's only $20. It's only like $20 to $40 a year, and the thing is, you have to get it. Like I don't
kind of have to get it.
I don't care what anyone says. If you buy a Switch 2 and you don't have Switch Online, you have a paperweight.
Basically.
Unless you're just gonna be playing, unless you're just gonna be playing like arcade archives like games or something on there all the time.
I got food here, so I'm gonna probably head off for the time being.
Okay.
Enjoy food.
Enjoy your food, Dan, and thanks for joining us.
Yep.
You're on your way to being a YouTube micro celeb.
Oh man.
Yay.
Yay. All right. Yeah, I'll talk to you later.
Laters.
Bye bye.
But yeah, like with Game Pass, it's a little different. There's tiers. It's not really like you have this sort of thing where you have the Xbox Live. You have to get Xbox Live pretty much.
Yep.
To play pretty much anything worth playing on the Xbox platform. Again, unless you're just gonna play, I don't know. What are you gonna play? Like just 360 games? But
I guess I don't know.
I mean, that's an option, but like I pay about like $15 to $20. I can't remember the exact price. Like it's like $15, $20 a month for my Game Pass Premium, and not the Ultimate. I don't have Ultimate because when they raised the price, I was like, I'm good with the Premium. I saved myself $15. You know, but you get quite a lot with that, and I with Nintendo Switch Online. If you're gonna get Splatoon Raiders or Splatoon 3 or Mario Kart World, you have to get Switch Online. The game's useless without it. So it doesn't surprise me to be. It's like kind of a no-brainer. Like, oh, you know, nearly every Switch owner has Switch Online. It's like no, no, duh, because the console's a paperweight. Otherwise, it's a brick without it.
Without the Switch 1 games, it would be just completely worthless.
I do appreciate that Xbox has different tiers, though, different options, and I mean, obviously you have the family plan or whatever, the expansion pass or whatever the heck that is for Switch Online that I don't get, so I don't get to play N64 games, but, I mean, I can play them right now. It doesn't matter.
Yep.
But I think that, you know, you have just basic Game Pass, a Game Pass Premium, and a Game Pass Ultimate, and so it's more options. It's just more options, and I can decide what fits my budget and my play habits the best. I'm just saying that if I get a Series S to replace my 1S before the price increase, right? And basically just becomes a Game Pass machine, I'm okay with that because it's not really that expensive.
Mm-hmm.
But if it was a case where I bought a PlayStation 6, or an Xbox Infinity or whatever comes out soon, Project Helix, and they say, okay, it's digital only, the games you quote unquote own are just licenses, so it's not really like an actual ownership. And there's no physical media, and you have to pay $80 a game on top of a $20 service fee for the online. I'm not doing that. Like, that's stupid. So I just wonder if this is gonna backfire kind of on Sony in particular, when people just refuse to pay full price for the games because just too much money.
Yeah.
Too much money for a game you don't really own. It's like, I think a lot of people are okay with licenses. Again, give it a good example. Steam. Nothing you buy on Steam that you actually own. You've never owned anything on Steam. It's all licensed. But the benefit is the games are cheap. They go on sale quite often. And I don't think Gabe really has a problem if you go and you download through some questionable website a digital backup of the game that you bought. I don't think Gabe...
Or you make a backup yourself.
Yeah, or you make a backup yourself, so that way if it ever gets taken down off of the store, you still have it. I think Gabe offloads that responsibility onto the publisher. That's, Capcom, you're pissed off because people are buying your games off Steam, but then also downloading them to back them up on their external hard drives in case you take them down. That's not our problem. That's not Valve's responsibility. That's your responsibility. So, I think that license model, that it's just a license model, works out pretty well for Valve. And there's no physical media for the Steam machine or the Steam Deck. And I think maybe Sony is thinking, well, let's do the same, right? But if they're gonna still charge $70 to $80 a game, I think they're gonna find that a lot of people are they're gonna start finding, hey, the revenues are going down. What's going on?
They're already faking a lot of the things because a lot of people buy more physical than digital on PlayStation. I thought for a long time maybe I should just get the digital only PlayStation 5, but you know what? I didn't, because A, the games barely go on sale. B, if you don't use your PlayStation account for long enough, Sony holds the right to actually delete your account and everything you bought that's in their end user license agreement. What the hell are you talking about? So if I'm in a coma for 6 months, you're just gonna delete my account? And everything I ever bought? Bro, how? How do we let these people get away with it? People need to die to right these wrongs.
I just think that...
I own a lot digitally. I buy a lot of stuff digitally. I bought Final Fantasy 16 digitally because I got the digital deluxe version for 31 euros. If I wanted to buy it physically, it would have cost me 100. It depends. It always depends on the context. Sometimes something is cheaper on physical, sometimes something is cheaper on digital. It always depends. You can't just get rid of one or the other and force people into just purchasing that. That's not how a good society or a good system works if you want to make profit. You're just going to limit the people into purchasing things they don't want to purchase, and then the sales are going to suffer.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, is both me and Nath are of the opinion that this seems like a very out-of-touch decision. It's people looking at the data, at the raw data, and just kind of making, like robots making decisions based on that without thinking about, like, what it's like, we're gonna make the decision and then have to convince the consumer afterward. Yep. And I think that can backfire on you very, very badly. And I feel like it's going to backfire on Sony very badly to the point where they're either going to have to, like, walk back a couple steps and offer something like physical media that isn't the same thing, the exact same thing, kind of like what Nintendo has, right? Or they're going to have to lower their prices on a lot of stuff when they really were hoping that they could just do this and continue to charge the same full price for everything, and nobody would care. Like, what you're gonna find is people are gonna be like, hey, if it's all digital and it's just the license, I'm not buying it unless it's going on sale for $25, because that's what I do when I'm on Steam. Or I'm just gonna go to Steam because half of these games are on Steam anyway.
Yeah, if it's on Steam, I'm gonna get it cheaper on Steam. If my PC can handle it, I'm gonna buy it on Steam.
Or you're gonna find that, okay, people are buying a lot of games on PlayStation, but they're not buying the stuff that actually takes advantage of the PlayStation 5 hardware. They're buying these cheaper games that are $10 a piece. And so you have a 700 glorified 16-bit style indie machine because that's all people are buying because it's all they can afford. And they gotta play something on this. They bought it.
Yeah.
I hate this stage. This stage sucks. It's all weird. You can't see anything. Look at this. You can't see anything on this stage. It's all white. That's why I'm playing it so many times. I'm just trying to get the hang of it, trying to commit it to muscle memory. So that's why I'm not really becoming a doomer about it, because for one thing, as I said, if you've been part of the emulation and the homebrew community, you've been prepared for this for a while, and you've already invested in alternative kind of platforms that are all digital but offer more real ownership, and also I think kind of like what happened with the streaming service bubble, where it was like, okay, cable's a thing of the past, just like antenna TV. It's all about streaming services. And then people got tired of paying for 30 different subscriptions, that somebody came up with the brilliant idea of, let's just put an app that tunes into live streams and just has ads on it. And nobody in the boardroom put it together that you just basically invented cable again. Just cable with some extra conveniences. It took you 7 years to do that. And I think that's going to be what happens. I'm calling it right now. We're going to suffer through like a couple years of crap. Just like with the streaming service bubble, and then it's going to burst, and then you're going to get somebody's going to come up with a Pluto TV solution. As far as the big companies are concerned. And I can't wait. I can't wait until Nintendo says we're not going to make game key cards anymore, and here's your all digital Switch 2. And all the Nintendrones are going to come out in full force saying, well, actually, this is kind of a good thing, and understand that Nintendo just understands where the industry is going, and blah, 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 blah.
People are already acting like Nintendo is the good guy. Like, dude, Nintendo has, if anything, Nintendo is one of the bad guys, because they never have sales on their games. Never. Look up Splatoon 2 right now. It's still $70.
It goes down to 40 sometimes. I've seen it go down.
I have not seen that game physically ever below 60 euros since the game came out, unless you buy it pre-owned. Maybe in the States, but here, no. Breath of the Wild 1, still $70. Breath of the Wild 2, $70. Mario Kart 8, without all the DLC, mind you, which is another $30 on top. $70. How is Nintendo the good guy? Yes, they make still some physical media, and yes, maybe you can resell the digital game key cards. Okay. But that doesn't excuse that it's still expensive as hell.
Well, another thing is it's a bit of a half measure, right? That's kind of, Nintendo does this all the time, right? And remember when Nintendo was the last one? Remember that whole thing when everybody was saying, man, Nintendo's the last one offering free online.
That was always like for only a year.
And now look,
They
now,
said so with
and
the
you said it so yourself. Now people pay more. There are more Switch Online subscribers than Game Pass subscribers, despite the like. What do you like? Because your Switch is being held hostage by Switch Online. And on top of that, they took away Virtual Console just to make it, just to put a retro style Game Pass thing for their retro consoles for Switch Online subscribers, but with less selection, and you don't own it the way you did Virtual Console stuff. They can take it off anytime. And that's a lot of times that's what it's about. It's more about control. Sometimes these companies, especially Nintendo, they'll saw off their own arm just to maintain control. It's not necessarily about profit. It's about controlling when, where, and how you can play those games. And that's also why they're going to go in on the live service model, is because that's a little harder for pirates to emulate, you know? People still find ways, but you know, if you have a live service game that requires you to have a non-bootleg copy hooked up to the official servers, and it bricks your computer, and if it detects any funny business, companies kind of prefer that over. They'll go with that, and they'll be surprised when people get upset. Because they're just looking at the raw numbers and not asking their consumers in a more direct, human fashion what they want. And also, they're just not paying attention. They don't really pay attention to certain things, and then they're maybe hyper focused on trying to it's like they're so focused on trying to clamp down on piracy that they introduce all these like DRM kind of measures that only make things more convenient for the more inconvenient for the legal consumer. And then they're sometimes forced to walk back on them because the people who are their bread and butter get pissed off, and they're sort of taken aback, like, hey, I didn't expect that they would actually be upset about this. It's like, where have you been? So I just think that PlayStation is right that things are moving more to a digital, more to digital, right? They are right. There is a logic to the decision, but I think they're gonna find that the way they're going about it is gonna blow up in their face really, really hard. Because they're out of touch and they're disconnected from their own consumer base, who is the lifeblood of their brand and their platform. And I don't necessarily think that we need laws per se, because, like, so like the Stop Killing Games initiative, right? I fully support that in spirit. The only thing I'm really skeptical about is I just don't think really you can rely on government. You know, gamers can rely on government in these sort of situations. No, the government doesn't care. The government doesn't care about your freaking video games. I'm sorry.
What? No.
They're too busy, you know. They're too busy trying to delete their emails and trying to, you know, cover their asses when they get called out for selling weapons to a certain country that shouldn't be using those weapons to kill children. They don't care about your video.
I don't know what you're talking about. That never happened.
They don't care about your. They don't care about your video games unless you can somehow like spin it as like a national security problem.
Yeah.
That's why the pirate is going to be the hero. The pirate is going to be the real hero. It is also weird when you think about it, Phi. We've entered a stage in the gaming industry where faceless Chinese bootleggers are more consumer friendly than these companies. You think about that? Like, you ever have a problem with Ambernick? You ever have a problem with any of these other like random bootleg companies at all?
So far, no.
So far, no. The worst thing that happens is just like you don't get your thing when you buy it and you have to get a refund.
Yeah.
But at this point, I trust like random people off random companies I never heard of off AliExpress than I do Nintendo and PlayStation and even Xbox to an extent. And I think of the three, Xbox is probably the more consumer-friendly, generally speaking. Though, I mean, the layoff thing is just that's a bad look. That's a very bad look. That's something you know you need to do in pieces. Though I kind of feel like what else are they supposed to do? They kind of are. There was a Modern Vintage Gamer video where he talked about a lot of the stuff that happened during the pandemic, where gaming companies just invested in buying lots of stuff and kind of now they're stuck with a lot of bloat that they have to trim off. Like panic buying or whatever. That's coming back to bite everybody in the arse.
Yardy hardy har. Guess we'll have to keep sailing the seven seas. Isn't that right, Sigmage? Are you alive?
Yes.
You laying like that behind the fan on purpose so you can fart into it and make me smell your farts? Stinky cat.
Let me check something here on the old YouTubers.
No.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm just making sure everything
Am I
is
a bad person? Yes.
Okay, I think I'm gonna switch games.
Mm-hmm.
It's enough Mario Kart. I'm all Mario'd out. I'm all spaghettied out.
Spaghetti. Spaghetti.
Let me see. Is there another racing game I can do? Oh, I gotta go here. Gotta make sure I. Let me see. I'll play a little bit of this. Quiet, you. He's like, I'm up from my nap. Now pay attention to me.
Hello, I am a cat.
I demand
And
constant...
once I gain consciousness,
I demand
you will entertain me.
Constantly.
If not, I'm going to kill you. Or bother you. Or dig through your table. Or anywhere. I will do anything I can. Isn't that right, Sigma?
Okay, so...
I'm a tiny cat, but I'm going to take up 95% of your 65-inch TV, somehow. While you're in the middle of a boss fight. And get you killed and make you replay an hour-long segment.
There we go. Ken Go presents...
Chemical,
Top
Gear. Bottom gear.
Okay.
Tonight on Bottom Gear. Richard, where's the hat?
But I'm not... I know, like, there's... I don't really watch these videos, but because of the videos that I do watch, I get recommended 30,000 different videos of people being like, oh, Sony just killed gaming. You know, what are we gonna do? And I'm just like...
I don't get anything like that recommended because I don't watch that kind of stuff. Thank God. Or I don't pay attention to it. I honestly don't know. Half the time the only time I really watch a YouTube video is before bed. To fall asleep. Most of the time. If even. It's more YouTube. If I have YouTube open, I usually just listen to music. At this point, stop scratching. You're not scratching yourself. It's okay. Haven't said anything. I'm quiet.
What do we got here? What
dad.
country? We got USA, South America,
The
Japan,
greatest
Germany,
country in the
Germany,
world.
Scandinavia, France, Italy. What, France?
Sure. All the French viewers, hit that like and subscribe for being mentioned.
Speaking of French people, Buddy was messaging me yesterday when we were talking about the HTML, asking if they could help with the website project.
Good.
Have to figure out like what part of a potential website it would be best at.
Woody makes great websites. I can attest to that.
Yeah, they sent me a sample of their work. I just need to figure out, okay, what page like would your skills be most useful? Like, cause it'd be like somebody would be in charge of maybe making the stream page. Somebody would be in charge of the repository. Somebody would be in charge of like the news bulletin board, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And just make sure everything is thematically consistent.
What are you trying to use for it? Just HTML or Bootstrap,
Just
WordPress?
Yeah, just HTML and CSS for now.
HTML, CSS, and JavaScript probably for the functionality. That'd be cool, right?
Oh my gosh.
Hard game is hard. Video games are hard.
Fifth. This is a pretty good game, though. I've played the Top Gear on SNES a few times. It's nothing too special, but as far as more realistic racing games of this era go, it's one of the better ones.
It's good.
Though I don't exactly understand why some games do this thing where they have the computer player on the bottom. It's as though they didn't really think about creating a proper single player screen. You know?
Yeah.
They just use the 2-player setup for the whole thing. I've never really liked that.
Understandable meaning here.
Oh no. Ah. This track slaps though. Oh my god, what people throwing their, it's like when I was driving with my friend Carlos and his tire popped because I guess somebody threw some hiking equipment, some hiking or mountain climbing equipment, a grappling hook in the road of the freeway. If you ever come to California, that's something you're gonna have to deal with. Is just random garbage in the road that you have to avoid.
Big Man, what are you doing on the table? You gotta get back in your box. Get back in there.
Get in the bag, Nebby. Hey, don't do that. Butch likes to stretch out and rub his claws on random stuff. He's not supposed to. That's why, like, the side of one of our tables is kind of chipped because he stretches on it. He, like, puts his front paws on it and stretches and bends his back and his claws dig into the edge of the table. Now we're going to New York. Stop that.
Calm down, cat. What the hell are you doing?
Three, 2, 1, go. What if one day they make a law that having physical, if you still have your physical games after this date, you'll be fined? That would just be the peak of everything. If you have the physical games still, you're going to be fined. the EU has approved this law.
That's...
Oh my gosh. I feel like Nate, if Nath played this game for too long, he'd get disoriented.
Yeah, probably. Probably. One watching now. Yeah, that's me.
Like I said, we got like 2 new subs since we've been streaming, so that's something.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I think once I get my videos done, the growth will be a lot faster. But at least for what it's worth, we've seen some return on our efforts here. What? What's wrong, Cat? Oh, this game doesn't let you pause. Oh no, it does. There we go. Oh no, that's just the RetroArch menu. They don't want you pause scumming during the race. What? Need to go out? Come on. Dirty pause scummers. Somebody I was talking to about the Minesweeper tournament. They were like, oh, I kind of want to, but I'm worried everybody's just gonna be like tryhards about it, and just do it. Just do it.
I suck at Minesweeper. I genuinely don't know what I'm doing. It just play the freaking game. It's more about doing something together than actually winning.
Well, I mean, I have the
That's
rules.
the whole point.
I have the rules set up specifically so that if everybody fails, and then they have to go back. So there's kind of it almost in worst case scenarios, you're encouraging your opponents to win just so nobody has to move back a tier. I don't know. People just overthink these things sometimes, and it's why I have to like. I feel like I explain it very clearly in the public announcements, but I just end up having to talk to people individually anyway, just to clarify things that I don't know. I don't know if it's my failure to communicate or if it's just people kind of being
Stupid.
Dummy dumbs.
People are stupid. People are stupid. And I hate them.
I don't want to insult my followers.
Everyone that is not me is stupid, and I hate them.
I'm just saying, you know, I
like all of you.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I feel like sometimes with these more public announcements that I make, I'd like to think I'm pretty clear about it, but every time it feels like I have to.
People just.
I have to explain something because somebody's kind of like, oh, I don't know if I really understand exactly what you're asking of me, and I'm just kind of like, okay, let me.
I think that it's like the constant stream of data is too much for a lot of people, so they can't really pay enough attention. So you have to go to them again and be like, hey, you know, I posted that. They're like, oh yeah, I remember now. I forgot about that because I was doing XYZ.
Well, that's kind of what happened with when we did our first round of like fundraising, and then that's also what happened when we did the art contest last year, you know, for November.
Oh yeah.
I feel like I made these rather big announcements, and I feel like I did so with relative clarity, but I still had to basically go slide into everybody's DMs and answer any further questions. And then by the end, it was like, oh, okay, I understand what you want now.
You're gonna run out of fuel.
Yeah, I got the other races I didn't have to pit.
Oh.
I used the bump from my opponents to...
Second, third, fourth. Fifth. Womp.
I wasn't really even paying attention to that. Because of the other races, it didn't really have to. Sorry, you failed to qualify for the next race. Look, look at my character. He's so sad.
No! Everything I worked for.
All for nothing! But, yeah, I mean, I think the only thing that just really bothers me about having to do that is just that's time, you know? Like, I spent, doing that a lot of times, like, going to people and discussing personally those things, like, individually, that can take some time, you know, and that's... The reason I thought I have a PA system channel is just so I don't have to. I can just explain everything to everybody in 30 minutes. Mm-hmm. But then sometimes I'm not sure, like, did anybody see that? And then I have to go to people individually, be like, hey, did you see that? Like, oh, yeah, I did see that. I'm interested. It's like, okay. Did you? I'm glad, but I don't know. That's why when with some people, when they make their announcements in other servers, I'll at least give a little emoji reaction just to let the person know, yeah, I did see this. You're not wasting your time. I may not be responding, but I did see it. I am paying attention, because I know what that feels like, to be left wondering, did anybody see what I just posted? Does anybody care? And the one thing I don't want to do is I don't want to blow my top with like people who are my friends over something like that. That could just be solved as simply as going to somebody personally and asking them. I just kind of wish some people would recognize. Oh yeah, Psych is making this big announcement because he doesn't he is trying to save himself some time. Sometimes too, it's just if people have certain concerns, I just hit me up in general chat or the help channel. That's what those things are there for. You don't have to wait for me. You don't have to wait for me to personally DM you to explain like what your misgivings are, or what you're nervous about. People just need to not be nervous Nellies about things that they don't need to be nervous Nellies about.
Oh no, I have to talk to the moderator and server owner that has never mistreated me ever.
If a moderator talks to them. I've seen it happen.
It's just someone online. I'm not gonna rip your head off. Neither are you.
Yet.
I'm more likely to blow up on someone than you are. That's a warning. Muffin.
You'll get a voice call of Phi will start screaming at you in his angriest German. You'll think the Austrian painter himself has called you from beyond the grave if you upset Phi.
I would never.
Oh look, I think that. Oh no, I thought those were the towers. Because we're in New York, I thought those were the
towers.
I thought those were the towers right there, but I don't think so. There's the Empire State Building.
As long as it's not the Chrysler Building. Never again.
Yeah, you thought. Hey, what are you doing up there? San Francisco. 6 laps. Okay, so probably on the 3rd lap I'll pit. The letters that say that what place I'm in when I pass a car, they just blend in way too much with what's on the screen. You can't even really read those letters. Ugh. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yep. Very sloppy pit, but I did it. Alright, fellers. I'm all gassed up. This music. Stuck in 5th place. Fourth, okay. Oh my goodness. Did you see that? That was lame. I actually finished that race, but overall I did worse than the last run. And there's our sad boy again. He's just looking so forlorn. He's just gonna end it all. He's gonna jump in the middle of the track next race.
Gonna try to qualify again, but he's gonna cut his own brake lines.
Oh man, I forgot to.
Whatever happens, happens.
I forgot to say. Actually, forgot to put random games there. I forgot to put something in the now playing text there, but we're almost done. It doesn't really matter.
Too little, too late.
Too little, too late. But I got one more game I want to play for just a quick minute, about 10-15 minutes, and then we'll call it.
Late.
Let me see. Go to game screen share. Cut that off real quick. Turn this off.
Did I download this? I don't remember. Why am I talking to myself?
Okay, so last game. All these Tiny Toon games. They're all bad too.
Just like the show. Oh, the show was alright.
It was okay.
The show was alright.
It attracted a lot of weirdos even back then, on like the alternate or whatever. The early like pre-internet internet.
The hell do you mean haters?
Like there was the infamous dude that was obsessed with Fifi LaFume. And just made the animators and the voice actors of the show feel really uncomfortable. I think one of the voice actresses even got like a letter mailed to her with razor blades or anthrax or something in it.
How do you get this bad? Like genuinely, how
I don't
do you?
know. It's just cartoon animals. It's just the cartoon animals and the they do something to people.
Yeah. It's bad. If you're a furry, why? Why has God forsaken you?
Why didn't you let me stop it?
Do you need somebody to talk to? You can talk to me. I will help you.
We'll get through this.
There's light at the end of the tunnel. It might be fiery and red, because you're going to the depths of hell. But there's still light. Don't worry, my child.
Alright, Stunt Race FX. This was developed by Argonaut Software, the guys that developed the Super FX chip for Nintendo.
You got the... Damn it, what was it called? Ah, never mind, whatever.
Let's do a test run real quick. Also, I like the simulated static effect in the background. It's pretty good. The Super Nintendo and the Genesis were the age when, like I was saying earlier, I feel like that had a lot of influence on my graphic design preferences and choices, because this was the age when you had actual real UIs and menu screens and stuff. Like old NES games, it's just one player game, two-player game, and that's it, right? Here, it's like they have menus with actual, like, their own graphics and everything.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's the break. Okay, so that's left, L and R do that. Okay, so that's hard break. Hey, what are you doing? Okay, so that changes the camera. Ugh. Let's do another test run real quick. Cat. Cat, what are you doing? And look at that pause screen. Look at that.
That's pretty awesome.
You need to stop messing with things.
Remember when games were good? Me neither.
Okay, so Y is the boost. Oh, and the thing right there says FX. Or FX chip. Hey, stop chewing that box. Stop chewing the box. Your brother had to go to the hospital and wasted $5,000 out of our pocket because he ate something he wasn't supposed to. I don't need you doing that, Butch. We already paid for your urinary tract infection. Okay. Speed tracks. Yeah, four-wheel drive. Coupe. F-type. In honor of our friend Nath, we will, let's go with the Formula 1 type.
Make it sound like he died. He's just giving a concert. In honor and memory of our friend Nath. May he rest in peace.
Play like in the arms of an angel with this character. We'll go
Play
with
his
the
banner
dogs.
card when Aura dies, because he likes Final Fantasy X.
I imagine he puts on his CD of Rammstein or whatever that band is, the German band that did the music for this intro. With Final Fantasy X.
I would not.
Plays it really loud.
Let me see.
Wow, I'm losing control. Oh my god. I'm bad at the game.
It's not Rammstein, it's Stilly Deeks. It sounds like Rammstein, but it's not. I would be surprised if it was Rammstein, because Rammstein has the... How do we even say that? They're more so associated with right-wing people. And always have been. But we're not gonna get into this on YouTube.
What is this? I have no control. Well, I got first place. That's something. Look at that angry car right there. He's so mad. He's so angry. He's got his angry eyes. It's interesting that they put the whole game in this aspect ratio with this little screen right here.
Mm-hmm.
I guess because that's the only way to make sure that...
I feel like that was probably the only way to make it work.
Make sure the frame rate runs as well as it can.
Yeah.
But I also think the frame rate is probably running better here on RetroArch on the emulator than on the original hardware, but I don't have a Stunt Race FX cart to compare. Oh my god! I like that this is a racing game and it has lives, like, in the corner.
Yeah.
Whoa. Very impressive, though. I like this kind of 3D. It's weird, like, low or very early 3D. Where everything's just these gradient panels, I guess. No, 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 no. I don't know what happened. The ambulance sound effect. Wee woo, wee woo. Somebody just died on the course. Why can't... Oh my god, why can't it turn? Come on. Ah! Oh my god. Ah, what a nightmare. So how well you do in the race gives you extra time for the next race. So if you do really poorly but still finish, you could start the next race with what, like 30 seconds? Something like that?
Probably.
Oh my gosh. Ah! They want you to just thread the needle here. I keep missing them. I can't turn this thing. Boop. Music sounds funny. It sounds like something. I'm trying to recollect where I heard.
Oh, I know what you're...
It's slightly off key, but you know what piece that is, right?
Yes.
The is it the Hungarian waltz or whatever? Like,
It's like at the tip of my tongue.
oh my gosh, I missed that thing. Just take it easy. Ah, my god, I missed it.
No.
Hey, what are you doing? It's the Nutcracker.
Someone's gonna tell us.
It's like, yeah, it's like a slightly off key or whatever Nutcracker.
I'm looking this up. What is this game called?
Stunt Race FX. Give me just a second. It's not the same thing. It goes like like it's almost like a jazzy version of that one song, that one piece from the Nutcracker ballet. Game over.
What track were you just on?
Sunset Valley.
Sunset Valley.
Alrighty. I think that is going to be it for today. I was gonna keep it short to begin with because Nath wasn't here.
Tell you.
But I thought it was pretty fun. We had Dan with us for a while. Some good conversation. You sound like you're getting a little tired though. It's late for you.
Oh, I'm fine. Yeah, it's 15 minutes before midnight.
Yeah, I could tell. I can always tell. And it's like, oh, he's getting tired. He's probably nodding. He's probably nodding off. Listen to me. Yeah, start yapping.
Yeah, I was also doing something in the background, so I kind of couldn't pay that much attention.
No, you're good. It's just kind of a short throwaway stream so that way we kind of do our best to stay on schedule. Without having to cancel anything. Nath should be back here next week. He said he's gonna be here tomorrow. He said I asked him if he was gonna be too tired to join us for RGW after his concert. Which, speaking of which, by the way, if anybody is watching this archive, do check out Nath's channel and comment on his music and stuff. I'm sure he'll appreciate it. He works very hard, and he's very good at what he does. But yeah, with that, I am going to end the stream, and we will see any and everyone tomorrow.